You need to hear the truth about yourself as frequently as possible because your mind is so preoccupied with false images. This is a line from the text of A Course in Miracles. We're going to talk about it today. This is another golden moment in A Course in Miracles. Let's talk about this in light of the repetitiveness of the Course. And this explains why the Course is so repetitive and why the Course basically keeps saying the same thing over and over and over again. And once you might not see that at first, like when you first pick up the Course, it seems as if the Course is talking about a lot of different stuff, right? And it is. But then you start to realize that it's really just using different terms to talk about the same basic thing, right? So in other words, the form keeps changing, but the content remains the same. And this is a very important distinction that the Course makes early on, is that the difference between form and content. Now, and let's talk about that for just a moment, which is, the Course basically says there's only one problem and there's only one solution. The one problem is the belief in separation, and the one solution is the atonement principle, which is that separation is unreal. The separation does not exist in reality. Love is the only reality, and you could say it's a non-separation state. It's a state of complete unity. So anything that partakes of the illusion is not real. It does not exist. And this covers basically everything that we sense in this material universe that we think is real. Nothing here really is real, because everything is based in this idea of separation. And so the Course is telling us again and again and again, the content never changes, right? The content, the basic idea is that there's only one problem, one solution, one problem, one solution, over and over again, right? Now, Jesus expresses it, though, in many different forms. Like sometimes he'll say, yeah, the problem is fear. Sometimes he'll say the problem is separation. Sometimes he'll say the problem is ego. He'll use a lot of different terms. And then the solution might be the Holy Spirit, or it might be Christ's vision, or it might be forgiveness, or it might be atonement, right? And sometimes Jesus will go off on kind of a poetic way of talking about things, and it's not like he's not saying new things. He does say he does keep bringing in some new points, right, to clarify. But the essential point is expressed right at the beginning. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That gets expressed over and over and over again. So let's read this one more time. You need to hear the truth about yourself as frequently as possible, because your mind is so preoccupied with false images. So partly what Jesus is doing is he's using one of the key pedagogical tools in any good teacher's toolbox, which is repetition. Right? You drill it, you keep drilling it, right? Until it gets in there. Until you actually, it's not like you're adding something that you don't know. It's actually that you're drilling, you're chipping away, right? Like, like the statue that became Michaelangelo. Was it Da Vinci? I forget now. Da Vinci's Michelangelo, whoever it was. You chip away, right? Chip away, until you realize that's you. What are you left with? Once you've chipped away everything that is not you, you're left with yourself, right? You're left with your beautiful image, which is your true self. But because we have been so conditioned to think according to the ego thought system, we do need repetition. We do need we need another thought system, essentially, to help us to break free of the thought system, or let's not say break free, but to show the absurdity of of the thought system that we have been conditioned to believe is true, which is the thought system based in the tiny mad idea of separation. And so we keep, when we do the Course, Jesus keeps repeating the same thing over and over again. And it's a holographic presentation, meaning that the whole Course is right there on every single page. You can see the basic content of the Course is present in every single page. The form keeps changing, the words keep changing, and that's part of the illusion, right, of life, right? Is like the forms keep changing, right, and we keep getting fooled, and we keep thinking, oh, this is going to be different now. This is going to be, this. I'm going to go to a new place. I'm going to be in a new relationship. I'm going to have a new job. I'm going to have a new car, a new whatever, and we think, oh, things will be different now, right? Now my life is going to take off. Sometimes it does happen that way, I'm not saying it doesn't, but at a certain point we realize that wasn't it either, right? And the only thing that we ultimately will be left with is this understanding, or this innerstanding, if you like the word innerstanding. We will be left with the wisdom of that comes from true knowledge and seeing through all the illusions of life. Let me read one thing. I'm actually looking at this book, Simply A Course in Miracles, which is a book I published. Pen name is Olawalani. It's out on Amazon, and I'm right now publishing another book. I'm going to see if Kindle publishes it, but it's called A Course in Miracles According to AI, and see if they accept it. That'll be out very soon if they do. So let me read the last paragraph here on this little section that I wrote about this topic. One thing that Jesus repeats over and over in the Course is the idea that its message is very simple, and the more that we trust it is indeed true and apply it in our lives, the more we will experience the truth of it. Again, there are only two choices before us always, love or fear. Choose love and we come one more step towards all that we truly want in our heart of hearts. And I would add to that, all that we truly want and all that we truly are, right? It's not just what we want, but it's what we actually are. Choose fear and we take a step back. That said, once we've become a student of the Course, there really are no wrong steps anymore, and even seemingly mistaken choices can now be seen as helping to clarify the path before you. Effort is never wasted and there are no mistakes. This is something also that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, on this path of yoga, he says this to Arjuna, on this path of yoga, there are really no mistakes. You can't make a mistake because everything is adding to your wisdom, right? And you start to see that everything that happening to you is happening for you. Once you start to see that everything happening to you is happening for you, then you really cannot make a wrong move. And with that, I'm going to say adios, Hari Om, Hari Bol, shine on, carry on, wayward son, and we'll see you very soon. Keep on keeping on.